This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaiser Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaiser Radio. Kevin Smith here. Without further ado, let's get to the news in detail. Part to help fix Petroleum Commission bill, new local content policy. Now, while Guyana's request for a $34 million loan from the Inter-American Development Bank is still in the preparation stage, the financial institution has already made it clear that a portion of it would be used to help the country get its Petroleum Commission bill and new local content policy in order. With respect to the Petroleum Commission bill, the financial institution has noted that Guyana needs to make urgent reforms to the current draft so as to ensure that the head of such a crucial body is empowered to act independently and is able to demand that stakeholders obey industry norms. In relation to the new local content policy being pursued, that should be perused by the PPPC administration, the International Development Bank holds the view that a push towards local content strives to ensure, at the very least, that the company is hiring local labor and procuring local goods and services from the host country. Meanwhile, still on the Inter-American Development Bank, it has once again pointed to glaring loopholes in Guyana's legislative framework, which essentially weakens the veil of protection that is needed for the oil sector. According to the bank, the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act and the Petroleum Commission Bill, in their current state, do not contain any clauses that guarantee the independence of any regulator that is appointed for the sector, nor does it ensure adherence to industry norms. Vice President Dr. Baraj Jagdeo said on October 2nd that the government would release all the permits granted to oil companies for their development operations. But more than 2 months later, the production licenses remain elusive. At the time of making this commitment, the Vice President had been touting the Payara production license as superior to the ones handed out by the David Granger administration for the Liza Phases 1 and 2 developments. Not only did the former government keep the permits hidden, but it also refused to conduct sufficient due diligence checks on the integrity of Exxon's developments. This is evidenced by the fact that the Granger administration approved the Liza Phase 1 permit on the same day that it received the 1,500-page environmental impact assessment from ExxonMobil. And now let's tell you, many were left surprised yesterday after law enforcement officers of GRA intercepted the police commander of Region 9 with over 30 cases of liquor. Superintendent Keithan King was stopped along with other ranks at Linden. King and the ranks were heading to Georgetown in a pickup truck. We were told that the GRA lawmen received a tip-off of smuggling activities and decided to intercept the police vehicle. Stacked neatly and covered under a tarpaulin inside a pickup's tray were 38 cases, of which 30 cases were bottles of Blackstone whiskey and the rest were colognes. King said that the items carried in the pickup were not being smuggled. He claimed that the liquor and the cologne were being sold right in Latam, an area that borders Brazil. In other news, the community of Good Bananan East Kanji Berbice is in shock after news broke that a 25-year-old mother confessed to beating her 6-year-old daughter unconscious and then reported her missing. The mother, Drupati Balkaran, claimed that on Sunday she had yelled at the child to stop playing in some bushes while they were on a walk. She said that the child did not heed to her demands and she grabbed a piece of wood and dealt her several lashes about her body. The woman added that she beat her daughter until she became unconscious and left her under a mango tree. The child is currently admitted at the Georgetown Public Hospital and her conditions are listed as stable. And moving on, the Ministry of Agriculture has signed 6 major contracts valued some $525.3 million to purchase 17 pieces of much-needed equipment to enhance its drainage and irrigation works capacity. Inked on Tuesday at the ministry's boardroom, the contracts all cater for the procurement of 2 new long-reach hydraulic excavators for the East Demerara Water Conservancy. A new wheeled hydraulic excavator, 4 new mini hydraulic excavators, 8 new hydraulic excavators, and 3 new hydraulic bulldozers will be purchased for the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority. And finally, let's tell you the Ministry of Health today announced 2 Region 4 pensioners as Guyana's latest COVID-19 fatalities. Their deaths pushed the COVID-19 death toll to 158, and the total number of new confirmed cases has reached 6,016. Further, 630 patients are in home isolation, 36 are in institutional isolation, and 7 are in the COVID-19 ICU. An additional 16 persons are in institutional quarantine, and 41 more persons have recovered, taking the overall number of recoveries to 5,185.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaitor News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaitor Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaitor Radio Livestream.